Hey there and welcome. Today, we're going to unlock some really common English phrases you'll hear all the time. We'll do it by looking at two little stories, one about a work deadline and another about a party. So, let's get started.
First up, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel rushed? Like you've got way too much to do and just not enough time to do it? It's a feeling we all get, right? Especially at work. Let's dive into a situation that I bet a lot of us can relate to. Okay, so meet Mary. She is working super hard on this big project, and guess what? It's due this Friday. You can just see she's a little bit stressed, trying to get it all done as fast as she possibly can. So her colleague, John, he sees this. He notices how hurried she is, and he gives her a little bit of advice. He just says, "It looks like you're in a hurry. Easy does it." So easy does it. What in the world does John mean by that? Well, it's an incredibly common and really useful idiom in English. Let's break it down.
Easy does it is really just a simple, friendly way of telling someone to slow down a little and be more careful with what they're doing. Think of it as a nice reminder not to rush.
Yep, it's pretty much that simple. When someone tells you easy does it, they're just giving you a friendly little nudge to, slow down and take your time.
This really lays out the choice Mary has, doesn't it? On one side, there's rushing. And let's be honest, rushing often leads to mistakes. That was Mary's first instinct. But on the other side, there's John's advice, a calm approach. And that is much, much more likely to lead to great work.
Now, John doesn't just tell her to slow down and then walk away. Nope, he actually offers her a real solution. He says, let's take it one step at a time. So taking something one step at a time means you break a huge task into smaller, more manageable pieces. You focus completely on just one part, get it done, and only then do you move on to the next one.
This is basically the whole process right here. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the entire project, you just focus on one single task. Then, you check it carefully, make sure it's done right. And after that, you can finally move on to the next step. It's a simple, but honestly a really powerful way to handle big projects.
And it works! Mary agrees to slow down. By taking it one step at a time, she can actually focus on quality. John is totally confident that not only will they finish on time, but the project is going to be fantastic.
Okay, so we've seen how these phrases can work in a professional setting. Now let's totally switch gears and see how they might pop up in a social situation. Our next story is all about a party at a guy named Jake's house.
Imagine two friends are talking the day after the party, and one of them says, "I heard it got out of hand." Oof, what does that tell you about how the party went?
So, what does it mean for a situation, especially a party, to get out of hand? It's a really descriptive phrase, isn't it? It paints a pretty clear picture of, well, chaos. The definition is right there. When something gets out of hand, it's become uncontrolled. It might have started out okay, but then it just spiraled into something messy and totally unmanageable.
So why did Jake's party get so out of hand? The reason was actually pretty simple. Way too many people showed up. And that phrase, showed up, that's another really common one you should definitely know.
To show up simply means to arrive. So instead of saying, many people arrived at the party, which sounds a little formal, it's way more common and natural for native speakers to say, many people showed up to the party.
In the effects of the party getting out of hand? Yeah, they were not good. The house got super crowded, people started making a huge mess, someone actually broke a window, and of course the host, Jake, was not happy about any of it.
This really gets to the heart of the problem. You see, Jake planned for a small, manageable get-together, but when this huge, unexpected crowd showed up, the whole situation just became impossible for him to control.
His friend offers some pretty simple advice for the future. To keep the next party from getting out of hand. Maybe he should just invite fewer people. A pretty straightforward solution to avoid all that chaos.
So there you have it. We've seen 4 great phrases used in 2 totally different contexts, a stressful work deadline and a party that went a little wild. Let's do a quick recap of what we've learned.
Here are the 4 key phrases. Easy does it is a great way to say slow down. One step at a time is perfect for helping you focus on just one part of a bigger task. Get out of hand is what you say when something becomes uncontrolled. And show up is just a really natural way to say that someone has arrived.
And that brings us to the end. So my last question for you is this. How will you use these phrases this week?
Think about it. At work, in your studies, or just talking with friends. The absolute best way to make these phrases part of your everyday English is to listen for them and then try using them yourself. Thanks for watching, and keep practicing.